Today is the weather, and I think we ordered a beautiful day today. And
Yeah.
one thing about the weather, that it never stays the same. We'll have sunshine now, and maybe later on we'll have all the clouds will fill the sky. We might get rain, the wind will blow. But one thing about the weather, it always is, it's forever changing. And thank heavens we have good weather now. Okay, the first story that I'm going to read is called Weather. Can everybody see?
Everybody see? Gives her a thumbs up. Can you see, Christian?
Look out the window.
Thumbs up.
What is the weather like today? Well, we don't have to look out the window. We can just look around and see how the beautiful sky. Is it hot? Is it hot and sunny?
Yes.
Look at these beautiful flowers. It is hot and sunny. And so, when it's hot and sunny, you could wear your sun hat, a t-shirt, shorts, and sandals. And now you're ready to enjoy the sun. Can you hear the wind? Ooh. When you do, you can pull on your jacket, earmuffs, and warm pants. Don't forget your kite. Is it a crisp, cool morning? It was cold this morning. I don't know if you were out early or not, but it was really cool. Bundle up with a sweater, jeans, and warm socks. Your pet might like a sweater too. Is snow falling? How many of you like snow? Do you like to play in the snow? Boy. And is snow falling? And you walk in it, sometimes it crunches under your feet, huh? Put on your hat, a coat, a scarf, and mittens. Be sure to keep warm and cozy. And sometimes it rains. Is it raining?
No,
Not yet. Go and get your raincoat, an umbrella, and your boots. And you are ready to splash in the puddles. Neato, huh? One more page. And now look up. Now to have a rainbow, do you know what? You have to have rain, but you also have to have some sun. Did you know that? And it makes a rainbow. Look at all those pretty, beautiful colors. Isn't that neat? Okay, now, when the weather changes, one thing that happens is the wind blows. When the cold air goes down, and the warm air rises up, and the cold air rushes in, and that makes the wind. Now what happens when the wind blows? Well, a lot of things in this book. The wind blew. Okay, I'm going to stand up for this one. The wind blew. Oh, you see what's happening there? The wind's blowing the leaves and the trees. Did you ever see that happen? And they're blowing little seeds from trees. The wind blew. Wow. Look at, there goes the balloon too. The wind blew. It took the umbrella from Mr. White and quickly turned it inside out. Wow. It snatched the balloon from the little girl and swept it to join the umbrella. And look, there goes the umbrella and the balloon in the air. Wow, that must be a strong wind, huh? And not content, it took a hat, and still not satisfied with that, what's it going to take next? It whipped a kite into the air, and it kept it spinning up there. Wow, lots of things in the sky. It grabbed a shirt left out to dry, and it tossed upward into the sky. Wow. It plucked a hanky from a nose, and it blew and blew, and up it rose. There goes the hanky. and it lifted the wig from the judge's head. Oh my heaven, looky, there goes his wig. And it didn't drop it back. Instead, it whirled the postman's letters up. And if that hadn't been enough, there goes the postman's letters. Look at all those things in the air. It blew so hard, it quickly stole a striped flag fluttering on a pole. It pulled the new scars from the twins and tossed them to the other things. Wow. It sent the newspapers fluttering around, then tired of things it found, what's going to happen? It mixed them up and threw them down and blew them all the way to the sea. Wow, that was sure a strong wind, wasn't it? Now, we're going to send home something special with you today. One of the things is you get to take bubble soap home today. Now, does the wind take bubbles? What would happen if I blew this? You think the wind's, I can blow it this way. Sorry about that. Or this one. Or I can blow. I don't have to, if I get tired of blowing, I can just wave my arm. Isn't that neat? And these particular jar of bubbles comes with a different thing that you can blow. I think, yeah. This one, the little one works better blowing. But you can do, there they go. Now, so the wind's taking my bubbles away, right? You see that? Now, we're also going to make something else. We're going to get a stick in your packet, in your bag. Choose a stick, and you take these 3 streamers and glue them tight on the end, wrap around tight, let it dry, and then look what I have. And if you play outside in the wind, see how the wind will carry them? Look at that. Right on cue, huh? Great. And what else can I do with this? Looky. Wow. Or I can take it up here, or I can take it over here. I can go around with it. So you get to take one of these home. Okie dokie? Yeah. Great. Now, the last story I have today is a pretty silly story. It's about a bubble. And do you know what that bubble did? That bubble went around a little baby. You think a bubble would really go around a baby? Sometimes, it's fun to read stories just because they're fun. The things that I read to you, this is a true story, right? About the weather, and it really happens. But this story is just plain silly. And you'll hear as I read it, sometimes my tongue's going to get messed up. Do you know why? Because this book is like a tongue twister. You're going to hear some pretty silly words, and they rhyme, okay? So we're going to read this book, this Bubble Trouble book, just for fun. Okay, you ready? See all the bubbles? There's the baby and there's mommy. Little Mabel blew a bubble, and it caused a lot of trouble. Such a lot of double trouble in a bibble bubble way. And for it broke away from Mabel as it bobbed across the table, where it bobbled over baby and it wafted him away. There it goes. Looky. The bubble's going to cover up the baby. The baby didn't quibble and began to spell and dribble, for he liked the wibble wobble of the bubble in the air. Wow. and the sudden cry of trouble, Mother took off on the double, for the squealing left her reeling, made her terrified and tense, as bibbled by the litter box and bobbled across the fence. And there goes her baby. Oh, wouldn't that would be scary, sort of, wouldn't it? In a garden folly, Tribble and his jolly mother Sybil sat and played a game of Scrabble, shouting shrilly as they scored. But they both began to babble and to scrabble with the Scrabble, and as the baby in the bubble bibbled bobbily by the board. There goes the baby. Boy, if you looked up and saw a baby in a bubble, wouldn't you wonder what's going on? Isn't that silly? And they crumpled Mr. Copple and his wife, a crabby couple, set out arm in arm to hobble and to squabble down the lane. But the baby in the bubble turned their bubble to a joggle, and they raced away like rockets, and they've never jumped again. Wow. And looky, now these friends got on top of one another. Look, you see, they're going to try to catch the baby. Do you think they can catch the baby? Now let Mabel stand on Abel, who could stand and turn and table, who would stand and gribble, who could stand upon the wall. And while the people from the shop stand to catch them as they topple, then perhaps they'll reach the bubble, saving from a fall. But Abel thought a Tribble was a rascal and a rebel, and fond of getting into trouble when he didn't have to sing. Pushing quickly through the people, Abel clambered to the steeple, and with his intentions and a pebble in his sling. Do you see what he has? He has a slingshot. And what's he going to try to do? He's going to try to burst the bubble so the baby will come down. He quietly aimed the pebble past the steeple of the chapel, and the baby in the bubble wobbling way up there. And the pebble burst and the bubble, so the future seemed to fizzle for the baby boy who bristled as he tumbled through the air. Uh-oh, they broke the bubble. But Mabel, Tibble, Gribble, and the jogger didn't quiver. They didn't quaver. They didn't shrivel, or wilt. But as they made a swivel and came to action firm but civil, they diversed Mrs. Thribble of her pretty patchwork quilt. Oh, what calculated catchwork! Baby bounced into the patchwork, where his grizzles turned to giggles, and his wriggles in delight. Boy, he looks happy now, doesn't he? Right, he's okay. And the people there still prattle. There's a lot of little tittle-tattle for the glory of the story, young and old folk, gold and gray, of how the wicked Tribble, Abel triple-doubled with his pebble, but how Mabel and some others saved a brother, saved the day. And isn't that neat? And that is the end, and there are the bubbles. So the baby's okay. And wasn't that a silly book? So sometimes, as I said, we read stories just because they're silly. Now, the last thing that we do when we have story time is head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That gets us up and gets us ready to go. Now I do it 4 times. Okay? 4 times. You say it 1 time normal speed, second a little faster, 3rd time super fast, 4th time we don't make a sound. We just do the motions. Okay, you think you can do that? Right, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Okay, where do we start? We're going to do this, and when you're finished, Tess has the take-home bags for you to have. It's really nice. I'm glad to see everybody, and I'll tell you, it's a perfect weather day. How about it? Okay, we're going to do head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Just head. Ready? Here we go. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a mouth, and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes, a little faster. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a mouth, and nose. Head, shoulders,
shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes, super fast. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Two ears. How about that nose? Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Now, everybody, take a deep breath and blow it out. Ready? Thank you. And as I said, you may go over that way and get your take-home bag.
Go get your take-home bag, sweetheart.
Nice to see
Go get
everybody,
it.
and come
Go
back
share it
next
with
week.
me.